In this video, I'll demonstrate the workflow presets that are part of the Landscape Legend Lightroom presets collection. Landscape Legend includes a few different types of presets, and in some other videos we cover the other types of presets. This video I'll specifically look at the workflow presets. So if you're in the Develop module, just open up the Workflow Presets folder. To explain that, the workflow presets are broken into several different sections, and each section will impact one specific group of settings. You can choose up to one preset in each section, so you don't have to choose one if you don't want to. And they will stack on top of each other then, and they will not impact settings outside of that section. So the best way to explain it really is to go through a demonstration here. So the first section is for converting to black and white. If you want to convert your photo to black and white, you can do a simple black and white conversion by clicking the Convert to Black and White preset. And there are also several different black and white mixes that you can click through here and see what works best with your photo. So you can choose whichever one you want as your starting point. If you want to reset it back to color, just click Reset to Color. So for this photo, I want to work with it in color to demonstrate the other presets, but if you wanted to work in black and white, you just select one there and then move on to the other sections. So the second section is for white balance. You can have it apply auto white balance, daylight, cloudy, shade, and you can also reset it. So for this photo, I think I will go with daylight, which warms it up a little bit. And the third section is for your exposure adjustments. You can darken the photo, reset it back to the default exposure, or lighten the photo. Use whatever you need for your photo, and you can click on the different presets and very quickly see how they impact the photo. And the third section is for, the fourth section is for your tones. There is a typical tone adjustment which will lighten shadows and bring down the highlights a little bit. It's a good starting point for a lot of photos just to see how it works with your landscapes. And there's also bold tones, there's flat tones, and there's several HDR options and varying strengths. And then if you just want to work with your shadows and blacks, you can do shadows lighten more, shadows darken more, and reset this just so you can see it from the starting point. And if you want to work with just the highlights and the whites as well, you can do highlight recovery more, or brighter whites more. So on this photo, I think I'm going to do I'm going to darken the shadows, and I'll do the highlight recovery more. Then the next section is for contrast adjustments, so you can decrease contrast if you'd like. You can then reset it back to the default, or you can increase contrast. So in this one I'm going to apply a minimal contrast boost. Then moving on to the next section for clarity. You can soften it with negative clarity if you like, or you can give a clarity boost. There's several different variations here for mild effects, as well as everything up to more extreme additions of clarity. I'm going to use something small here. For this photo, we'll go with a very small clarity boost. Then moving on to vibrance and saturation, you can completely desaturate the photo, which will take it to black and white. You can choose from several different strengths of desaturation, or you can give saturation and vibrance a boost to bring out the colors more in your photo. As you get up here into the really strong boosts, like the one titled Overdone and Unreal, you're going to get very strong saturation and vibrance. Those probably will not look the best with most photos. It just depends on the look that you're going for and how dull the photos are in how dull the colors are in your photo to start with. So for this sample photo, I'm going to actually leave vibrance and saturation set where they are. And we'll move on to the curves. You can apply a medium contrast, strong contrast. There's several different matte curves. There's haze. If we're adding a haze effect, we've got brighten, punch, which adds some punch to the colors. There's cross-processed haze, cross-processed punch. There's a subtle vintage effect and also a vintage blue boost. So for this photo, I think I'm going to go with a soft matte effect. And then moving on to section number 9 is the color adjustments. This is where these presets can be really helpful for landscapes, for types of adjustments you'll need to make very frequently. There are 3 different presets here for boosting blue skies. There's a soft, medium, and strong. This particular photo doesn't have a blue sky, so you're not really going to see the effect. Then there's also 3 for bringing the greens to life in your photo. There's a green boost soft, medium, and strong. So those are good for photos with a lot of green foliage or grass that you want to boost the green. And there's also 3 presets that will boost the blues and greens at the same time. So if you're working with a photo that includes green grass and blue sky, and you want to boost both the blue and the green, you can use these. There's a soft, medium, and strong. Then there are several for autumn colors. There's soft boost, which will boost your oranges, reds, and yellows. And there's medium, strong. And then there's also presets here for boosting colors along with boosting the blue sky and along with boosting greens at the same time. So in this photo, I think I'm going to use a autumn colors plus green boost soft, which will bring out a little bit of the orange in the leaves as well as the greens in the grass and trees. Then the next section is split toning. You can apply warming filters or cooling filters, or several different types of split toning. There's a lot of different options here you can experiment with and see if anything works well with your photo. I already warmed this up a little bit through the white balance, so I'm not going to apply any of the split toning effects here. Then there are sharpening presets. You can apply light, moderate, strong, or very strong sharpening, depending on how much sharpening you want to apply. And same thing with noise reduction. There are 4 different strengths here. And then if you would like to add grain, there are 4 different strengths of grain that you can apply. And the lens corrections, if Lightroom recognizes the lens that you used, it can apply the lens correction. You can also remove chromatic aberration. And then the last section is for adding vignettes. There are 6 different strengths of vignettes that you can apply. And then of course you can reset the vignette as well. So in this one I think I'm going to use a light vignette. So that quickly demonstrates how the workflow presets work. You can use them pretty quickly to edit your photos with a lot of flexibility and still speed up your workflow as compared to just doing it manually with Lightroom sliders. You can see here's the before version and the after version. And also to demonstrate here, you can also go back and experiment after you've already used these presets. So for example, at this point I've worked all the way through the presets, but I want to go back and make an adjustment. Let's say I want to adjust the curves. Say I don't really want to use the soft matte curve. If I go back and I just reset curve, it will reset the curve, but it won't impact the other presets that we've used throughout the workflow. And you can of course do that with the other presets in the other sections as well. So that demonstrates workflow presets. We'll also be adding some tutorials to the blog that show full examples of start to finish working with different photos. Thank you for watching.